Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Masandawana Fan Vlog. I'm here to give you the review for our match. I think it's match day 10 against Golden Arrows. I don't think this review will be long. I don't know how many times we've talked about the who said it? I think it was Josie who said our performances are yo-yoing this season, and I think if you look at today's performance and you look at the performance against Marumo Gallants, before Marumo Gallants, you look at the performance against Devon City, you will see that we're doing exactly that. Yeah. Uh, it's so unfortunate that most of the time when we play here, especially against this team, we play in these conditions, the rainy conditions, where you can't really like play football properly. But my biggest takeaway today was that Golden Arrows. I think someone asked Opta Jabu during the week, how many wins does Coach Manqoba have for Arrows? And I think Coach Manqoba had played 20 games. I think this might have been his 21st, and he had only won 5 in the 20 games, and he just happens to win his 6th against us. So yeah, I think that in itself says so much about the current state of Mamelodi Sundowns. When you look at the fact that we were outthought by Coach Manqoba, outplayed by his team. The Zwane kid, I think is number 11 for Arrows, was absolutely bossing the game. I think Stole in midfield was bossing the game. If you look at the one thing that I will say was a positive was we've been saying consistency in the team lineups, and at least like in the centre back pair, or actually in the back five and the midfield, but somewhere somehow Coach Miguel was able to sneak in Jaden Adams into the starting lineup again. I think the midfield trio of Tebza, Marcelo, and Jaden Adams hasn't been working well lately. But yeah, Jaden started again today, and it wasn't such a good performance. Reynes was benched. The front three was Matthews, Sharilile, and Sales. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say about today's performance, man, because I think it was one of our worst performances. You look at Debza in midfield, wasn't that good. Marcelo wasn't that good. In the second half, the only players that looked like they wanted to play and get a result out of this game was Kuliso and Aubrey. Even though Aubrey misplaced a few passes to Tashrik, but he was the one who was giving us a creative spark in midfield, because the entire second half Aubrey played in midfield. It didn't even seem like he was playing left back. Speedy recovery to Keanu Cupido. That head collision in the second half looked very bad. I hope it's not as bad as it looked, but yeah, really not a good performance, man. Really not a good performance. If you look at the fact that also we haven't lost to this Arrows team here like since the days of Coach Pito, and we lost today. I don't know. A few people had a lot of excuses. It was raining. Even I said it was raining, but I didn't use it as an excuse. But yeah, it was one of those, man, where you ask yourself, where are we going? Because that performance didn't inspire any hope. Didn't inspire any. You don't look at that performance and think this is a team that is building something. Like we just look like we're taking 2 steps forward and we take 3 steps back. So yeah, I think, yeah, man. Like I've been trying to gather my thoughts since that game ended, and to be honest with you, I'm running out of words. I'm running out of words. The only positive out of today's game was the introduction of our new number 10. Our new shiny toy came in on Monday and played today. He was really good. Looked like a player that we can also like rely on in terms of like playing in the tight spaces, playing in the pockets. looked very good. Looked very good. Another thing that I'm lamenting is we are chasing a game, and you give three debuts to in such a big team. Like I feel for the kid Bennett Mokoena, because he looked so good, and I'm asking myself, why don't you give this kid a chance, like in a game where we're comfortably leading 3-0 at home, like the game against Devon City where we're leading 3-1. Obviously, like, you wouldn't know we'd be leading, but I think such debuts maybe like try to give them at home instead of away. But there's probably a reason why. So I'm really lost for I'm really lost for words, because I don't know. This Sundowns team, it's tough, guys. It's really tough. I mean, it's really really tough. I don't know, guys. But yeah, it is what it is, man. If you look at Ronwen, as much as we lost, but he kept us in the game in the dying minutes of the game. I mean, he made two crucial saves. Another thing that you look at and you ask yourself, what's really happening with this team? Last week we conceded from a set piece. Today we concede from a set piece. Hey, but Coach Manqoba today, everything he did was so good. His subs was so good. The three subs he made, and then he put on Matlaba, and then to kill off the game he put on Shitolo. Everything he did looked good. Refreshed the legs in midfield and had these boys running at us at will. Like these boys were running at full-on internationals like Tebza, and they made our players look ordinary, man. But all in all, I will give Ronwen a 5 out of 10. I will give Kuliso a 6.5 out of 10. I will give Malikos a 4 out of 10. I will give Keanu Cupido a 5.5 out of 10. I will give Orbs a 5.5 out of 10. Tibbs, I'll give him his jersey number today a 4 out of 10. Really wasn't a good performance. Not the Tibbs that we are used to. Marcelo, I'll give a 4 out of 10 as well. Jaden Adams, a 2 out of 10. Tashreeq Matthews, a 1 out of 10. Atur Sales, a 1 out of 10. Sharulile, I'll give a 4 out of 10. Nuno, I think he was good when he came on. I think he was really good. I'm expecting good things going forward with this player. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. I'll give Bennett Mokoena a 6 out of 10. I'll give Motobi a 5 out of 10. I'll give Tsiki. Actually, I don't know. Shame. I think he was thrown in a game where I felt maybe, man, could have been given a better debut than today. But it is what it is. He's a professional footballer. I'll give him a 5 out of 10 for good measure, not for the performance, but for good measure. Yeah, man. Coach Cardoso, I'll give a 0 out of 10. The Sundowns supporters who traveled all the way from Mams, all the way from the Easter End, all the way from Soweto, all the way from Pretoria. I'll give our supporters an 8.5 out of 10, man. We were there, we sang in the rain. We didn't deserve that performance, but it's what we got. So yeah. We move on to the next game, guys. We'll see you on Saturday. Hopefully it's a better performance and better result. Thank you for watching. Bye.